Okay, next problem says a spool contains 60 feet of ribbon. This ribbon is cut into 4 pieces of equal length. What is the length in yards of each piece? So I'm going to do my cube, circle my important numbers. I have 60 feet, 4 pieces. Underline my question. What is the length in yards of each piece? Box in my keywords. So I have feet. I have equal length. I have yards. And I have each. Okay. So lots of valuable stuff in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this out because even on myself, I look at this and I'm like, well, what's it asking me? So for sure, the question says, what is the length in yards of each piece? It's asking the length in yards. So I'm going to rewrite that question. Length of yards. Okay, it's asking for the length of yards, but they're giving it to me in feet. So I know for sure I need to convert in this problem. Okay, so I'm just going to put, I need to convert. Okay, so now I'm going to draw it out. I know that, I'm going to draw it up here. There is a spool of ribbon, so I'm just going to make a line. And they're saying this ribbon is 60 feet. So I'm just going to put on the bottom 60 feet. They said the ribbon is cut into 4 pieces. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, does not be perfect, but it's cut into 4 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, of equal length. What is the length in yards of each piece? So they want to know each piece. What is the length of it? Okay, not the whole thing. The whole thing is 60, but what's the length of just each piece? Okay. If that still confuses you, let's do our get. Okay. So my get is I have my groups, my each, my total. My total is going to be 60 feet because that's the total feet of ribbon. Okay. My each, I do not know because each is in my question. What is the length in yards of each piece? I don't know my each. My groups will be my 4. Okay, so if you remember, I always say, if you know your total, you are going to divide. So if I know my total, I'm going to divide. Okay, so I'm going to divide 60 feet by 4. That's my first step. So 60 divided by 4. I'm going to do my box. Cut it in half. Put 6 here, 0 in the other one, and 4 on the side. If you don't remember how to divide, let's write our steps. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring up, repeat. So 4 can go into 6 one time. I divided. 4 times 1 is 4. I multiplied. 6 minus 4 is 2. I subtracted. Now I'm going to bring up. And I'm going to start over. So Rover, start over. Then I divide again. 4 can go into 20. 5 times I divided. 4 times 5 is 20. I multiplied. 20 minus 20 is 0. So I subtracted. So that means 60 divided by 4 is 15 feet. Okay? But now my question is asking, what is the length in yards? So I got to convert this 15 feet to yards. So that's my second step. I'm going to take my 15 feet and I'm going to convert it to yards. Okay. So again, I'm going to pull out my formula sheet. You will have this on the test. So from feet to yards, it's going to be 1 yard equals 3 feet. I'm getting it from here. Okay. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, put it on the side. So I'm going to write my formula. 1 foot equals, wait. My bad. 1 yard equals 3 feet. Okay, so now that I have my formula, I'm going to label big to small. My bigger one is going to be yards. So I'm going to put a B. My small is feet. So again, if I'm going from fly to horse, fly to horse, divide, of course, okay? So I'm going to divide 15 and 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So that means 15 feet equals 5 yards. My answer is C. Okay. The next last one, it says, a scientist began an experiment at 2:06 p.m. After several minutes, the experiment ended at the time shown on the clock below. How many minutes did the experiment last? So I'm going to do my cubes again. I have 2:06 p.m. And I'm going to underline my question. How many minutes did the experiment last? I'm going to box in my keywords. So how many minutes? The scientist began at 2:06. And then it says the experiment ended at the time shown. So my ending is here. Okay. So now I'm going to write down what I know. So I know it started at 2:06. Okay. I know that. Then it says it ended, or it finished, at the time shown. So now I got to use my skills that I learned in 3rd grade on how to read a clock. Okay, so my small hand, I'm going to write it on the side. My small hand is my hour, and my big hand is my minutes. Okay, so I look at my small hand. It has not passed the 3. Let me zoom in. It has not passed the 3. So that means it's still 2. So it's 2. And then if I count my minutes, I have, they count by 5. So I have 5, 10, 20, 30. Wait, 5, 10. Whoops, I made a mistake. I have 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so it finished at 2:25. Now I have to know how do I figure out how many minutes the experiment lasted? How do I figure that out? So I'm going to subtract because I know my finished time already. So I'm going to do 2:25 minus 2:06. Okay, I'm going to regroup. 2 becomes a 1, 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. Drop down, 1 minus 0 is 1. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So it's been 19 minutes. Okay, just remember, if you know your finished time, you're going to subtract. Because you don't need to add if you already know the finished time. Okay, and that is the review.